I guess if everyone went crazy together, nobody would notice. Cormac McCarthy. Insanity is contagious. Joseph Heller. If you were going to be crazy, you'd have to get paid for it, or else you're going to get locked up. That's a crazy one. Hunter S. Thompson. Or how about this one? When the masses tell you the sky is red, when you know it's blue, and you're a bigot for saying it, tyranny is near. The Wall Street Custodian. That's my quote. Guys, I told you I was going to do more culture on this channel, and this is the start of it, right? I've been waiting to do it, and I was actually hoping things were going to, you always hope that reality is going to come back to the world, but it seems reality is slipping out of the grips of not just America, every country. I got to read you this story. Ready for this? Pulling his weight. Male powerlifter protests Canada's woke gender self-ID laws by saying he's a woman and enters the female contest, smashing the bench press record. Now, of course, this is just a giant jack dude. It is literally the South Park video. If anybody hasn't seen it, you gotta watch the South Park episode where they have the, strong woman. It's the funniest video. It's one of the funniest South Park episodes I've ever seen. This guy did it in real life. Let's read this article here. Ready? Video shows a bearded Avi Silverberg, by the way, it's from the Daily Mail. Avi Silverberg calmly approaching the bench in men's clothing. He's like, he didn't pretend to dress like a woman. He just, hey, I'm a woman. And unofficially he smashed, from what I understand, the women's record. Silverberg was protesting the rules by Canadian Powerlifting Union, which allow anyone who identifies as a woman to compete in the female category. Ready? Where's the feminists to protect women, right? This is what this guy is saying. He's saying, this is crazy. Here we go. I'll smash the record. Why have feminists? There's a couple of feminists in my life that I love very dearly. They are outraged by this, but where is the masses of them? Where is everybody to get mad at women's sports being destroyed? Ready? I'm going to bring common sense into this. Ready? Common sense. Maybe I'll change my name to the Common Sense Custodian. Ready? You have a male league, you have a female league, and you have a transgender league. You see, I have no problem with transgender people. Whatever you want to be, I don't care, right? I don't care. But let's be realistic about how we conduct life. Is it fair? You don't see it the other way around. You ever see male records being broken by female who transitioned over to male, right? No, you don't see that. Why not? Why is it only the other way? Doesn't anybody think wait a second, there's a problem here? I mean, I feel bad for some of these women. My God, imagine training your whole life, Olympics or whatever it is, or these huge sports events, or like that college swimming. That poor girl. I think I'll put a picture of her up in this article. Let's read this over here. That poor blonde woman. I've seen her around on the news now, who got beaten by the guy who what's his name? I'm drawing a blank right now. He beat her in swimming. It was crazy. It's like, what? Come on. That's not fair. The guy was ranked 500 in swimming in the male. He switches over to female, beats everybody. It's just not. Why can't we have a transgender league? I don't understand. I don't understand why we can't have any common sense. Why is that not a thing? Why can't we just be fair to everybody? Okay, this is the moment a male coach claims to be a woman and smashes the female bench press record at a powerlifting competition in Canada. I do suggest you guys watch the video, because I swear to God, it's straight out of South Park. It is literally South Park in real life. This jack guy, Avi Silverberg, is shown calmly approaching the bench in men's clothing as part of a protest against gender self-identification policies in sports. He then unofficially breaks the female bench pressing record for the 84 plus kilograms women's category, which was 270 pounds, which was also set by a trans lifter. The move, which took place Saturday at the Heroes Classic tournament at Lethbridge, Alberta, was apparently designed to protest rules outlined by the Canadian Powerlifting Union. Silverberg has yet to comment on his decision to enter the contest and his subsequent victory. The Canadian rules, listen to this. This is just nuts, man. The Canadian rules allow anyone who self-identifies as a woman to compete in the female category, sparking concerns. Trans women who've gone through male puberty may have a considerable physical advantage over biological female rivals. The CPU released its trans inclusion policy in February, which was based on guidance from the Canadian Centre for Ethics in Sport. Now, here's the thing. I'm compassionate. I absolutely think that anybody, whoever you are, should be able to compete in sport. But we always kept things fair, right? We never had women and men competing against each other because we knew it wasn't fair. So why can't we just make a third league? I just don't understand why is common sense? Why does it have to be so divisive? Why can't we just have common sense? There's clearly enough trans athletes now. Come on, let's be inclusive. Have a third league. What's wrong with that? I don't understand. Why is nobody talk about that? Why is common sense not brought in? Is it kind of like they want us to fight each other? Is it maybe because the powers that be on both sides like the fighting against each other? Do your own thinking on that one. Silverberg smashed the record set by also set by a transgender powerlifter, Annie Andres, who has previously mocked women for being so bad at what? So the person who did have the record previously mocked women for being so bad at bench pressing. Why is women's bench press so bad? She said in February. I mean, not to compare me. We all know that I'm a tranny freak, so that doesn't count? Like what? I mean, standard bench and powerlifting competitions for women, I literally don't understand why it's so bad. So yeah, so a guy comes in and just destroys it? Like what? At the time, Riley Gaines, a spokeswoman for the Independent Women's Forum and competitive swimmer who was beaten by transgender athlete, Leah Thomas, that was the person I couldn't think of earlier, hit out at Andres. She wrote on Twitter, Annie Andres, quote, male identifies and competes as a woman who doesn't understand why female powerlifters are so bad. That was her name, Riley Gaines. You know, imagine this Riley Gaines. I've seen her story. She trained her whole life in swimming, worked her butt off. And right at the end, a guy comes in, says, I'm transgender, and that's fine. It's his right to do that. But compete in a different league. That's all. That's all I'm saying here, right? Right at the end, comes in, beats her. All her dreams, everything she had planned, done. Like she was going for number one. Imagine if that was you or your kid. When does common sense come back is what I want to know. How far are we going to let this go? That's an honest question. You can let me know below in the comment section. That's a verse from one of my favorite rap songs. Okay, well, I don't know, Annie, but maybe it's because you have 20 times more testosterone than them. Just a thought, she said. Whew. Icons Women, a campaign group dedicated to defending the rights of female athletes in a single-sex sport, posted the clip of Silverberg on their Twitter account. That's the guy who just smashed a record of bench pressing. The guy who, in protest, went in to smash all the women, right? To show that how crazy this all is. The issue of allowing transgender athletes to compete in women's sport has become increasingly contentious after a series of high-profile cases. In 2022, transgender swimmer Leah Thomas divided the sports community after spending 3 years on the University of Pennsylvania's men's swimming team and not being good at it. Thomas, he wasn't great, right? Thomas, who was 6'3", came back in the final year at college as a female swimmer and began breaking records all over the place. Does that make sense to anybody? Let's just have 3 leagues. What's wrong with that? And all of these issues go away. We stop fighting. The arguments against each other stop. There's no more division, and it's fair. Think to yourself, why do they not want that? The powers that be, whatever you want to call it, that run the colleges, that run the politicians, the news, everything, on both sides. Why does nobody speak out about that? Why is nobody saying, hey, let's be inclusive? I agree. Let's let anybody be who they want to be. I agree, with reason, right? We don't want to indoctrinate kids, right? But any adult who wants to be who they want to be, amen to you. I've always said that my whole life. I don't care what anybody wants to do. who they want to be. Amen. If you want to marry your car, marry your car. I don't care, right? But let's be fair about certain things like sports. So you have a male division, female division, transgender division. It's fair. We stop fighting against each other. But see, if you think about it, that's a loss for the media, for politicians on both sides. Okay? And that's why they don't fight for it. We should start a common sense party. I don't know. I'm just saying, right? I'm thinking out loud. Think about those things. Why do they not want common sense? We're going to talk more about stuff like this in the future. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.